Hello everybody and welcome into some more Saints Gaming Rocket League, cutting right into things here as this game started fairly quick with that knowledge actually going, so no time to even finish that intro video. And come on, scores already! Oh my god, Zeddy! We are hopping into here to an absolute game already. Oh my god, Humber College actually coming off of a loss in their first game of the doubleheader, 3-1, and we win actually 3-1 in our first game of the doubleheader. So Zeddy, I mean, so far, the Saints got the momentum. Humber's on a little bit of a downfall, and an early goal in the first 17 seconds like that. How do you feel about this game? Like, it looks like the Saints are really using this to their advantage.
Yeah, there was a lot that just happened in the last 15 seconds. I was getting comfortable in my chair. I was like leaning back, about to watch a video. Then we're in game. Then Kamal scoring. It's just, I don't know. It was a little bit chaotic. But, you know, we're here, we enjoy it, and that's actually goal number 2 for Kamal. This guy's just absolutely on fire. It's his 10th goal of the night, nearing, like, already a hat trick to lead things off the first game of this series. And, I mean...
In 30 seconds.
Oh, well, there it is. Here it comes right now, actually. Just looking at it, and that's going to be Karashi picking up a 3rd goal in the first 40 seconds. And Jackson, I don't know.
Dude, what is happening?
I don't know how to process what I'm looking at right now.
37 seconds, 3 goals. They're averaging about 12.3 seconds per goal.
You with the quick maps tonight, man. I don't know what happened to you. You're just flexing all this mathematical knowledge on me.
That is nuts, man.
Well, let's make it a 4th, actually, is that nearly goes in from Endeavor, a long shot from the goal line, and now it's going to be Kamal back on the defense trying to get this cleared out and maybe looking for an opportunity. Actually passing that off to Endeavor, but Saints defense looked a little sloppy there, almost an opportunity for Yubi to get in there and score a goal from the side of Humber College, but they are going to be able to regroup and push this one out. I think they completely exhausted their boost on that last push, so they did get punished a little bit, but now the Saints might actually have an opportunity here as that ball gets left down for Kamal at center field.
You know what? The Saints are only thinking about offense right now, apparently. You know what? Like, they get 3 goals early, and they're like, all right, guys, let's just keep scoring. No need for defense. And it's going to punish them here. Waz gets his first goal for Humber College, and now, here we go. 3-1 game, so a little bit less of a score line here now, you know. Humber College evening up the tides slightly. St. Clair, you know, you're going to have to stop thinking so offensive mindset and, you know, really actually do play a little bit of defense, at least in the process. Like, you know, we were talking about how we loved to see the offense from the Saints and how hard they pressure the ball. But at the same time, you have to see just a slight bit of defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like that mechanical play from Foz, however, keeping the tip up of the shot to get that goal.
There's the hat trick.
That's going to be the hat trick for Kamal now. In game number 1, scoring that 3rd goal for himself here and his 11th goal of the night. But there, you know, you have to give credit where credit is due to Humber College for that. You know, that's getting that 1 goal onto the board. But I mean, this defense is just, I don't know what to say about it. It's actually hard to break it down because I'm not seeing any defense to comment.
No, not at all. I mean, it is completely offensive heavy this whole game, right? I mean, like, we see 3 goals from Garashi. Like, everybody has a shot from the side of the Saints. I'm fairly certain Kamal going to get a demolition. So overall, their version of defense is going to be demolating other opponents, I guess, at this point in time. So overall, that's what we're going to see here. Ball is in St. Clair territory, looking a little bit iffy there as it's just hovering around their net. You will see some boost gathered from the side of St. Clair. Kamal looking to go to save in the net. That's going to go a little high, hits the crossbar. Fire going to reposition it, but Endeavor, nice little tap, gets that off target.
Yeah, beautiful save from Endeavor as Kamal trying to find an offensive opportunity here, but completely depleted his boost meter. And this is the one thing that I'm noticing is maybe perhaps a potential point of exploitation for Humber College is that St. Clair is being very careless with their boost right now. It's leading to a lot of goals, but you're seeing oftentimes that more than half of these members completely zero charge up in that boost meter, and it's led to some very risky defensive plays.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, they are just on a roll right now. They're feeling themselves. They're on some high momentum right now. So at the same time, like, I guess you can kind of understand it, but you got to kind of tone it down at certain points, right? Because if you see things down, Humber College, they really haven't allowed a goal in their net in the past minute and a half or so. So to stop, you know, the St. Clair offense, or I guess actually, never mind, Kamal scored just not too long ago. But to be completely honest, like, the Humber College defense is looking a lot better than it was in the first 45 seconds of this game.
Yeah, I mean, they think they finally recognize that they're getting out-rotated, and rather than trying to play offense when they're losing out on those duels and contests, they're starting to actually play the game a little properly. You can actually see, you know, the way they're moving together. However, that particular situation was a little bit awkward, sending 2 players to defend the same ball in the same corner, and it's given St. Clair all this open space. You can actually see Garashi, you know, having that wide open spot to kind of get that ball set up there. They have to use a ton of boost to contest that out. So this next offensive push from St. Clair will be really good as long as they can, beat Humber College to the punch.
Yeah, for sure. So that's going to be actually you getting a nice little shot on that. They're going to be off target, though. Will not be able to find the back of that net. And now Boz looking to play a little bit of defense there alongside his teammate Free. And the U looking to get a shot on that, but going to go in the corner. Boz looking to recenter it. And it does get recentered, but Kamal going to take that into enemy territory. Free keeping that in Saint's zone. And overall, now this ball is kind of just bouncing around everywhere at this point in time. Only a minute remaining, though, and Humber College has a lot of work to do, right? I mean, they got 3 more goals to score to even send this one overtime. Now make it 4 as Garashi finds one, and that's his second goal of the night. Like, I don't want to call it too early, but it just makes it...
You can call it. It's a 4-goal gap. It's game number 1. St. Clair came into this with so much heat. I think they took the viewers by surprise. They took the broadcasters by surprise, and I think they took their opponents by surprise as well. Because I don't think Humber College was ready to play. Just kidding. Oh my god. I literally need to stop.
You spoke too soon, Zeddy. You spoke too soon.
I have to stop saying things on stream. I just look like an idiot. Like, look at this. That was a 2-second goal from Boz with a nice little turnaround, single-handed play. So maybe they came to play. They just kind of like St. Clair went before the buzzer. They're like, hey, we weren't ready yet. Now they're ready, and now they're trying, but it's a little too late with 50 seconds left on the clock, and needing to score 4 goals to actually clutch this one up is a tall task ahead of Humber College.
It's not over till the Fat Lady sings, but Free is actually going to put that in his own net. So, I mean, are they just like shooting on their own net? Like, look what Free just did here. Oh, he was trying to like maybe bounce it out, but Endeavor just got that tap there. I'm not completely sure what happened with that one.
It was set to go in, and I think he was just trying to do whatever he could to stop the final touch from Endeavor, but I mean, the angle just wasn't there. And it's just an unfortunate situation. Definitely didn't look intentional. It's just kind of how it happened. But now, for St. Clair, 30 seconds left at the start of this round. They haven't managed to pick up their boost yet, so it's a little bit difficult for them to actually play this defense properly. That's going to be a nice shot on goal from Boz. Is that a hat-trick for him?
Yeah, that's his third, and Boz is the only one to score for Humber right now. He's got his third there. If you were telling me before this game started, Zeddy, that the over/under was going to be 9 for total points scored, I'd be calling BS right there, to be honest. Like, I was not coming in here anticipating this game to be at 9 goals. You don't typically see that. Especially at this level of Rocket League, you see what, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals a game. But to come out here and see 9, like, that is unbelievable. It seems like there's very, very little defense getting played.
Nice little demo from Endeavor with 5 seconds left on the clock. This should be the game for St. Clair regardless with that 3-goal lead. Not really a whole lot that Humber College can do is just burn out the clock here, as Endeavor actually not willing to let it touch. He wants to keep the play alive, see if he can score himself another goal, but that is going to be the game going St. Clair's way to round things out in game number 1 at this best of 5.
Yeah, for sure. So, just like that, I mean, you're going to see a great start there from the Saints. 1-0 over Humber College, and they won their previous series 3-1, where Humber lost their previous series 1-3. So, at this point in time, St. Clair just continuing with that momentum, and to be honest, I feel like Rocket League has a lot to do with, like, how a specific team is playing that night, right? Because, like, how they are feeling that night, how they're working as a team that night. So, for me right now, yes, these teams might both be 5-3, right? They might have both been 5-3 going into this one. However, St. Clair College is just showing that they're here to play tonight, and they're looking to win both their doubleheaders. 1-0 lead for St. Clair already. We're heading into the next game. We got a little bit of a logo switch up. You got the Saints logo on the Humber College name, but overall, not too big of a worry. We got our production guy, Danners, on it. He is an OG. Oh my god, look at that. Look how fast that was switched, guys. Look how fast. He's amazing. Anyways, guys, back here in this game. 15 seconds in this one. St. Clair College not off to as early of a start as they were last time around, but Garashi gets a nice little shot on that there, and that is going to be a save from Boz. Boz played phenomenal for Humber College last game, finding 3 goals.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to comment about that last game is that it looks like the biggest area for exploitation, excuse me, that the Saints have to kind of round this, that they have to be kind of careful about, is that Boz is very mechanically adept, and he's had these number of plays where he's single-handedly like dribbling through multiple members of the Saints defense, and as long as they continue to disrespect that mechanical ability, it's going to lead to a lot of cheeky goals going the way of Humber College.
Yeah, for sure. So overall, here we go. A much slower fast-paced game. I like to see that personally because it shows these teams are actually playing a little bit more about how this game's supposed to be played, more defense-orientated rather than just full throttle the offense. So overall, we are seeing this little bit of a slower play style, something that I do like to see personally right now. More defense being played, more observing to be done. But overall, St. Clair College are still playing a fairly good job of, continuously putting this ball in enemy territory. However, Free looking to run that out of there, but Yube looking to score, and that's just going to hit that crossbar. Doesn't go in, but he almost got that deflection to put that in the net. Crossbar twice from Humber College, guys, and there's the goal. Boz has scored 4 tonight already and is the only one to score for the side of Humber. I mean, Boz is completely going huge for the side of Humber.
Yeah, it's the beautiful offensive pressure from Humber College to set themselves up like that with the off-the-wall bounce, making space for your teammate to come swooping in from the side. It's something we see St. Clair do all the time in their games. Definitely not something they're not familiar with. And Endeavor having to use up all of that boost to get that clutch defense, and now finding himself his own offensive opportunity. However, Yube's going to slide in to deflect that one away. And now St. Clair will have an opportunity to maybe get this cleared back out here as they regain control of the ball on the defensive side.
For sure. So you will see St. Clair, like you were saying, try to clear that ball as best as they can. There are more shots kind of heading on net. I mean, it's so worrying when I see that ball drop right in front of a team's net, right? Because you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen with it? Will someone walk it in? Will someone not? Like, it's so interesting to see, but bottom line, most of the times they can recover that play. Nice little defense there from Endeavor to keep that ball in their zone. And Kamal tries to chase after the ball, but will get bumped up. Nice little dribble there from the side of Humber. Boz finds another. I mean, Boz is on one right now, man. Like, he is 5 goals here in the past, 7 minutes and 20 seconds? 7 minutes and 18 seconds? Like, yeah. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable from the side of Boz, right? I mean, that's exactly what you like to see from him from the side of Humber. And he's took them to a 2-0 lead so early in this one already. I mean, I guess not really crazy early, halfway through the game. But overall, that 2-0 lead really providing a good cushion for Humber.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to give credit to the rest of his team, however. Like, it's not just Boz.
Yeah, for sure.
We're seeing him show up on the score feed a lot, but, he's getting really great setups in the rest of his team. Like, Yube is doing a really good job of playing that midfield, kind of doing Kamal's job a little bit, and getting all those nice setups to the rest of his team. And so far in this game, St. Clair just hasn't been able to execute on their offense, and it's mostly because I feel like they're getting a little bit too caught up with what Humber College is trying to do, and they're not really taking the time to set up their own plays. But it looks like now is the opportunity for St. Clair to actually look like they're going to set something up, because Kamal sends that one in deep. Just waiting for his teammates to pick up on that play.
Well, it's not even like I'm just constantly seeing Boz on the feed as, a goal scorer. Look at him right now. He's in here in the corners. He's getting down in the depths of things and just completely clearing out this ball, right? And, just completely going to work on all aspects of the map, whether it be offense, whether it be defense. Well-rounded player right there already. So not to touch on him too much, though, we do see St. Clair actually getting the ball in this enemy territory. Can they set up their play? I completely agree with you there that St. Clair's getting a little bit too caught up in Humber strats, and it's really slowing down their typical play style. And there's Boz. There's his hat trick, second hat trick of the night from him in only 2 games. And, it's hard not to point out Boz when he's just doing this.
It's true, and I mean, I don't blame you for it at all. Like, that's so many goals already scored, 6 goals already just in this series, and we don't even know how many were scored in the previous set.
I think he scored 4. No, he scored 3.
So nearly as many goals as Kamal tonight as well. So definitely 2 players to keep your eye on as for the score charts. And a very close call coming in from Free, trying to get his own goal on net this game. However, that is going to get deflected away. And now St. Clair kind of in a tricky situation where they only have a minute to score 3 to bring this to overtime. And so far, they just haven't been able to find that opportunity.
Yeah. It's very tough. A minute is still a good amount of time, but they got to score about a goal every 20 seconds here now. And that is going to be quite a tall task. They've done it, previously in that last game, but this game is now just way different. Humber's adjusted to how St. Clair's playing. St. Clair's adjusted a little bit to how Humber's playing, but Humber is using it more to the best of their ability as, clearly as they're up 3-0 here in this matchup. And St. Clair not really being able to answer for it, but they are just mainly, like you were talking about just a moment ago, they're focusing so much on their defense and Humber's plays that they can't focus on their own, right? And it really just seems like they can't even get a good shot on net. I haven't even really seen a great shot from the side of St. Clair, which is a little concerning, especially when Humber College is kind of just dribbling this up midfield and just putting that one in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's okay to look at this game and, take this as a kind of an opportunity to go into the next one and maybe learn from that as Kamal goes for a little bit of a solo play, but however, it's going to get deflected away. And you have the space in the series to take this game as kind of your own learning opportunity, the same way that Humber College did to the Saints in game number 1, as this game will likely round out in just a number of seconds as soon as that ball touches ground, and that is going to be Humber College taking the victory in game number 2. Now moving into game number 3, the score is tied back to 1-1. So we've reduced ourselves now to a best of 3 to round out things for the series for tonight.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, 1-1 series. We like to see it a little bit closer of a game already than we saw, probably last series when we played, who was that again? Michigan. So, overall, yeah, closer series here now. Overall, pretty happy to see that because you know what? Like, now it's going to put St. Clair and challenge their skills, right? It's going to put them to the test. Can they come back here now after tied 1-1, after getting no goal scored? Like, when was the last time I've seen the Saints shut out? It's honestly been a while. So to see the Saints shut out here now, I think they're going to answer back pretty fiery and try to play very offensive. I really just hope that they don't lack in defense when they get, like, if they get too, like, upset that they got shut out.
Yeah, it's definitely uncharacteristic from the Saints to not be able to find any offensive opportunities. That being said, one thing that I'm seeing from the Saints that they are doing that's, kind of lending itself to these that weak performance in game number 2 is they seem to be ball chasing a lot. And as opposed to kind of looking to make plays or focusing on their positioning or setting themselves up for nice passes or rotations, there's always just seems to be like the focus is on getting the first touch on the ball, which is great when you're either a better player or you're conserving your boost and more effectively. But neither of those things are happening, and it ends up leading to these really goofy offensive defensive plays where it's not like the Saints are messing up, but they're just taking fights that they're not necessarily guaranteed to win, and because of that, it's leading to some very unfortunate circumstances. That was a good save by Kamal.
For sure, you almost got him back to the back net there. Free, nice little floater, but will not connect as that hits the crossbar. Garashi going to center that out of the zone. Endeavor maybe able to set up a little bit of a play here. Looks a little off target, though. That's a nice shot. Oh, just off net. Going to go right to the right. That's Endeavor with the blow up. So this could be their opportunity. This is where I think the Saints need to set something up. But look at this. You see two players immediately fall back to midfield because it seems like they're too worried about Humber. Which, I mean, to be completely honest, if you're getting these blow-ups, you got to focus all your attention on scoring that goal.
Yeah, if you're going to find these demos, especially in the offensive end, and you're forcing those delayed respawns with zero boost, it's a good opportunity that you want to exploit, and it's something we usually see from the Saints. It's like I mentioned, a very uncharacteristic performance from the Saints tonight. But they have an opportunity here as they got this ball kind of rounded out into the corner. Boz was completely drained boost meter. It might be an opportunity for the Saints if they can actually win out on this ball and get this grounded. So far, they're just not having the best of time controlling this while it's in the air, and there's going to be another little duel taken up in the top half of the map as I believe that's Fire going to go for that one-on-one. And now Kamal having to force to play defense again in a situation where he'd rather be shooting, and that's kind of been the narrative for this, these last two games.
Yeah, off the top, look, and nobody's there to fight for that rebound. And it just doesn't look like, we've talked about this before, Zeddy, that little, like, three-man weave kind of from St. Clair, and I'm just not seeing it in this game specifically, right? And these past couple ones, because overall, that is something we see almost every single game.
There it is, though. There it is. That was a beautiful little setup there as Garashi goes in for the tip. He's going to get it off the wall, and I believe Endeavor is looking up to finish that as well. However, the angle was just a little bit off, but they had the setup. They just didn't have the follow-through. And now St. Clair, they're going to have to take this time to reset themselves. With 2 minutes on the clock and no goal scored for either team, there's still plenty of game left to play here.
Yeah, I mean, fairly exciting game. You got double donuts on the scoreboard. But overall, hopefully we see something turn into a little bit of a breadstick in a second, as that goes to one. Got me thinking about food here now. But bottom line,
yeah, I was gonna say he's not pretty hungry.
Yes, I knew you were gonna say that. But overall, a minute 50 remains on the clock here. Humber College is going to get blown up again. So, I mean, St. Clair doing a good job of getting those demolitions. It's all about capitalizing on them. They haven't been able to. Let's hope they can pick something up here soon and be able to capitalize on them. But for now, they're just finding it very difficult.
It's these 50-50s that are just making this game look so messy and chaotic. Both teams are taking awkward 50-50s that they don't have the setup for. And a very near goal for Garashi. You can actually see about a quarter of the ball actually made its way over the line, but not enough for the goal to be considered. And now Boss going in for the solo play with the independent juggle and dribble, and that is going to be the goal. Watch how far he carries it. That's just crazy.
He's nasty, man. I'm going to say that bottom line. Like, Boz is probably a top player in PlayVS, like, in my mind, to be completely honest, just seeing this from him right now. Like, he's the only one to score for Humber. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the other boys from Humber are doing very well themselves, setting up plays, playing defense, clearing the ball, everything in any aspect of the game. But Boz is just finding the opportunities and completely taking advantage of them, where the Saints are really struggling to do so. And look at this. Oh my, I thought he had another one right there. Come on, nice little jump to save that.
Yeah, nice near goal attempt for the Humber colleges. Come on, going on the offensive now, and it just seems like St. Clair is their timing is off on these plays. They're setting things up, and like they have the right intention, but they're not executing on things properly. Someone's always just jumping the gun slightly, and because of that, they haven't managed to get themselves a clean shot on goal here in a little bit. Kamal goes for a nice little setup off the wall.
There it is.
Is going to come flying in from the center field, and that's going to be the first goal for St. Clair in this game. And that's exactly how you need to set this up. The pass, the wall bank, the shot. It's perfect execution. It's exactly how St. Clair needs to round this game out.
Yeah, exactly. You know, those are the plays we typically see from them. I don't know why we haven't seen more of those throughout this game, but really, you know, like you were talking about, jumping the gun too early before the others are set up, just the timing is off between them, and I completely agree with that one right now. Humber just looks like they're in a little bit more control of this game, where Saints are kind of just bouncing the ball wherever they can, just hoping one of them lands in the net. But overall, very good setup there from the Saints to at least tie this one up here now. Only 20 seconds remain, and to be completely honest, Eddie, I wouldn't be not surprised whatsoever if we do see an overtime coming our way.
You say this, but we've got a good offensive from St. Clair, and unfortunately Kamal just missed the angle on that. However, Garashi did get the touch, and Endeavor swooping in from the side, but he's going to lose out on the duel against Boz as Boz carries this away a little bit. Kamal is going to fight that out, and with 1 second left on the clock, if they can keep this from touching, they can play it out. There's going to hit ground, and then there's going to be overtime getting started off now. In game number 3, the score is 1-1. The next team to score is going to take it all as Endeavor very nearly finds that goal for himself, and there's going to be a pass to Kamal instead that gets centered into Garashi.
That's beautiful. Man, that is exactly what we needed this whole game. Like, to be completely honest, like, the things they did to score their last 2 goals in the last, like, what was it, 40 seconds or so? That's what they should have been doing that whole game. Beautiful setups, you know, running that ball along the wall, dribbling it, keeping control of it, not jumping the gun, and then waiting for your player to be set up. He's like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to knock that in the net, and results in that perfect looking play like that. Perfect, like, one-time pass, and going to make it so the other player can just kind of tap it in the net. Just tap it in.
Yeah, no, and it's a really great setup that we've seen from them all season, and it's interesting that, you know, we're only getting to see it kind of, you know, once or twice in these games. Obviously, you know, as someone that doesn't play a lot of Rocket League, I'm sure it's a lot harder than it looks, and it's very easy for me to sit here and say, oh, come on, just one touch pass off the wall bank shot. Like, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal, man? Like, just score the goal.
I guess, you know, it's kind of something we were talking about previously with some of the other titles in the Saints roster when I was doing the Fortnite cast with Dennis last night, is when you see a team perform so well all season, you start to develop expectations from them and their capabilities.
Oh, for sure.
I think Rocket League is one of those teams where we have high expectations because of how dominant they've been all year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to completely agree with you. They're like, I have high expectations for the team myself. Like, to see them even, like, lose, like, one map in these past couple series, I'm like, ah, come on, like, you got this. But, there it is, Boz! What is happening with Boz, man? Like, Boz is literally sitting here, every opportunity he gets, look at this, flies in, great shot, and I feel like St. Clair is just not doing a great job of defending them. As soon as St. Clair makes one mistake, Boz capitalizes on it so hard, and that's why Humber has a whole map in the first place, to be completely honest.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity, you know, for Boz to get his team on the board when he's able to pick up the slack in some ways and punish these overextended boost meters on the side of St. Clair when they kind of waste that boost on these offensive attempts that aren't fully well coordinated and then have to use it to kite back. You know, speaking of coordinated offensive attempts, though, however, there was a nice little pass over to Endeavor from Kamal. He's going to pick that up. Look at this dribble play. Up against the wall, over Boz with the backflip to secure the goal. That's a beautiful way to tie things up in game number 4.
Couldn't agree more with you there. I mean, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And it's early in this game, 46 seconds in things. Beautiful goal there. And, you know, it looks like St. Clair's really starting to pick up back on their strats on where they kind of left off after that first series that they played. And the strat's looking a lot more clean now. Good little center there. Boz, though, playing very good defense to make sure that ball does not go from the net. And I think one of the biggest parts of playing defense in Rocket League is making sure the ball doesn't get centered in the first place. Because once the ball gets centered in the first place, that's when it gets really hard to play the defense. However, you know, it's the centering the ball, which is honestly a little bit harder than scoring, in my opinion.
I agree with you that it's difficult to get it centered up. However, what I find interesting is that most of the goals that we're seeing, at least from St. Clair, are usually bank shots when they can win out on those duels in the corner. It's never really a center goal. It's more just, you know, maintaining player control of the center as opposed to getting the
Oh,
balls.
baby.
That's going to be Endeavor, again, kind of from that side shot, finding that tight angle that, it's difficult to block, it's difficult to predict. And Kamal with a nice little back pass into Endeavor, finding the perfect diagonal angle to weave that in before Boz is able to get the touch. And that's going to be his second goal of the game now.
That was just a great touch by Endeavor, to be completely honest. Like, just a beautifully lined up shot. Going to result in SDC now leading 2-1 about 1 minute and 40 into this game. And overall, maybe another goal. Endeavor trying to find his hat trick of the night. However, will not be the case as this ball now gets dumped into the St. Clair territory. Let's see what they can do with that. Kamal looking for a little bit of an aerial. Nice little tap there from him, taking good control of the ball, taking it out. But that is going to be one of the players from Humber sending it right back into the St. Clair territory. And reverse and so forth. That's a shot on net. Free, able to score. And that's actually the first goal of the whole series that wasn't scored by Boz. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, for the side of Humber College, that's absolutely correct. And, I have to attribute that play not only to Humber College's great pass setup there, but to, again, St. Clair going for these aerial battles that they're just not able to win out on, overestimating their ability, rather, to actually take these duels. And because of that, they end up playing defense in a situation where, they're not necessarily prepared for it. It's not what they've planned around. And it's a good look from Humber College to be able to punish that window, like you mentioned, and get those goals scored in. That was a nice little pass, but however, it isn't going to lead to much. But now Garashi with the setup, but Kamal goes a little too short. And again, look at those boost meters. They commit everything on that offense. And now Humber College is on the attack.
Yeah, I have to agree. You got to save a little bit. It's good. It's all right to use some boost on that offense, like we were talking about. But it's when you really dedicate all your boost to it. But nonetheless here, now underway, still a 2-2 game. I mean,
nice
still lots of game left, and oh my god, Garashi almost finding the back of the net, but that is going to be free with the epic save. And overall, Endeavor try and get some control of this in enemy territory. Garashi can keep it in their zone, and that's a shot. That might be in. No Kamal there for the save. And that's one thing about this level of Rocket League, right? I mean, these saves and the defense, like, I could never imagine doing that myself. Like, to be completely honest, just seeing a ball coming the way and just being like, oh, like, don't worry, I got that. That's a free save, like, blah, 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 right? Like, I would never be able to imagine doing that. That's why we're in the booth for reasons, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, they're really good players. Like, we talked about this. We know that this Saints team is very strong and they're very mechanically adept. It's just about rounding out some of these teamwork plays where they're actually getting those passes, and that was a really nice look. However, just slightly mispositioned as Kamal comes in with the repeat offensive. That's going to be the wall pass to Garashi. They're getting all of these nice passes, but unfortunately, they're just missing the angle slightly. Endeavor completely whipping the ball, spiraling out of control out in the center field. But St. Clair's going to have another look here as they go top down the crossbar, but it's not going to connect. And now Endeavor, caught with the corner with the ball, going to have to win out in another battle as he looks to set up that pass back to Kamal. Garashi is going to come swooping in as Kamal goes in for the aerial shot, but it is going to go up high, and Garashi trying to get that defense, but Boz with the save. And this is an absolutely chaotic offensive from St. Clair, as every attack is perfectly well placed, but also equally well defended. It's just so stressful and heartbreaking. But finally, Humber College is going to be able to get that cleared out.
Dude, I was having like a heart attack during that whole time. Like, I was so surprised that St. Clair was just hit the crossbar like 5 times in a row. They had so many shots, all just landing like a foot outside the net, right? Or like even that one that hit bar down, like, that was just like half an inch lower, and that would have been in the net in my opinion. But overall, so that's gonna be a nice blow up from Kamal. Now you gotta use this to your advantage, right? You're on the offense. We talked about this a few games ago. You're on the offense, you get that blow up, make a play out of it.
It's about the position of the blow-up as well. Unfortunately for St. Clair, they weren't really in a position where they were able to capitalize that, but this is the pass to Boz, and that looks good going down center. It is going to get deflected away, and Endeavor is going to be able to challenge that out in the air. And now Garashi looking for his own offensive, but it is going to cut to overtime as soon as that ball touches ground. And ladies and gentlemen, let us remind you, this is match point for St. Clair. If they can score this and win this out in overtime, they are going to take the victory 3-1 against Humber College, their second victory of the night in the doubleheader. So for Humber College, this is redemption, and for St. Clair, this is victory at its finest.
Yeah, Boz with a beautiful save kept them alive here in this series.
Nice shot from Endeavor.
There it goes! He gets the hat trick to find the goal to end the night. St. Clair College gonna go 2-0 in the doubleheaders and win this second game 3-2 in this game, and they're gonna win the series 3-1. 2 3-1 series wins from the Saints. Phenomenal stuff, Zeddy. You gotta be hyped up about these wins.
So
great stuff.
many hat tricks.
I
tonight.
know, for real. From either team, like Boz had a
3 for
couple.
Boz. Boz had 3 over the course of that set. Kamal had 1, and he had 2 earlier on tonight. And Dever just picked up his. Garashi got himself 1 or 2 goals as well in the previous game. So everybody's on the scoreboard for St. Clair, but the sheer amount of hat tricks that we saw was just absolutely phenomenal for tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think it comes down to one player getting in their groove, and then they just go. They just fire. They're just going offense heavy, right? And I think that's one thing that's good about the Saints, right? If they notice that, hey, this guy's playing very well offensively right now, let's just keep putting him on the offense. He's doing good work. He's knowing how to work their way around this team because every other team plays different. So to have St. Clair be like, with one player's better at adapting to a certain team's play style, say, all right, throw this guy on the offense and he can do a little bit more on that goal scoring power side of things.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some moments of that where you're seeing players like shine really well. But I don't know if you ever go into a Rocket League game saying, okay, Endeavor's going to be our goal scorer today. I think everybody wants to get a piece of the pie at some point, and everybody wants to contribute to that. And it really comes down to just how a team executes. Because as we mentioned, when St. Clair was playing these really overextended, over-aggressive offenses, it just wasn't coming together. It was when they started passing to each other and setting things up and actually working together as a unit that it all started coming together.
Yeah, completely agree with that one for sure. And you know what? That is going to wrap up our stream for tonight. But overall, thank you guys all for tuning in. It means a lot to us. One more quick shout out to our sponsors because we would not be able to put on this beautiful production without them. Thank you to the St. Clair College Alumni Association, PC Outlet, the Zekelman School of Business and Information Technology, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC, like I was just saying, would not be able to put on this production without them. And overall, amazing stuff from them. Amazing stuff from our viewers for tuning in here and supporting the squad. And if you guys want to support the squad a little bit more, you want to get some of these nice looking jackets like I got on right now, you can head over to acquire.ca/Saints. Get whatever you need. Jerseys, masks, sweaters, jackets, whatever it is. We got the Saints merch drop already here to go. And this is going to be acquire.ca/Saints. So bottom line here, overall, gotta rep the school. They're comfy, they're nice, and if you want to get one, just go ahead. You can go right there and get one from St. Clair. And one more quick rundown of the schedule in case you guys are new here and didn't watch the beginning of this stream. We're just going to fire through this one fairly quick. We got Friday, 8 p.m. That is tomorrow, Hearthstone when the Hearthstone Collegiate Champs. The following Sunday, we got 7 p.m. EST, Overwatch with Nace. And then the Wednesday, 5 p.m., we have Rocket League with Nace, but that is actually going to be streamed on the Nace. And why am I saying Nace? NECC. NECC for Overwatch and NECC for Rocket League. And it's actually going to be streamed on the NECC channel. And overall, very good stuff there from them. They're going to be able to feature it in front of that whole NECC crowd. And overall, we will be coming back to more Rocket League with PlayVS. And that is going to be the same time, same place, next Thursday. So, exactly week here, season finale for that one. So it's going to be a very good one. Make sure you guys are all coming back here in a week's time. And then finally, next Friday, more Hearthstone action with more Collegiate Champs. I know the schedule is thinning out a little bit, but that is because we're heading near the end of the semester. And, got to give every team props on their back because we're almost done, guys. And, whether it's you're in school or whatever it may be, we're almost done. We're almost going to be out of here and almost ready to go. But overall, guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is The Prive or Jackson, joined alongside Shaddy or Zeddy. Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you all in the next one.